Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We've currently got around 2 weeks left here in Season 4 if you're watching this video the day it goes live. So really that means we've got about 2 updates left in Season 4 before Season 5 goes live and we see a new wave of seasonal content, including new weapons, new operators, new maps, ideally some map changes in Warzone, and also a brand new battle pass. And conveniently enough, a lot of upcoming content has already leaked. So today we're sort of recapping and breaking down every single Season 5 leak that we've seen so far. So if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here, we are always covering the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay up to date with everything there. Also, today is the last day to earn the exclusive Season 4 Twitch drops, so if you do want to try and grab those before they expire tomorrow, my Twitch will be linked in the description below and we'll be live over there tonight. Okay, so a little post-edit here. As I was actually editing this video, Nick Merckx was streaming and he said he got a message with a video attached to it, and this video may in fact just be the very first teaser for Season 5. And I'll go ahead and play it quickly, and then we'll break it down as well. So as you can see, this is from the view of the train outside of the train station, and you can see at the top the date of August 5th. Presumably that's going to be the release date of Season 5. It'll be sort of an overnight release from Tuesday, August 4th into August 5th. And without a doubt, the most important part of this video is the train horn that we could hear, which basically confirms a moving train is coming to the map, as the previous leaks have said. So it seems some larger map changes are finally coming to Verdansk. Now, as I said, we've actually had a lot of upcoming content leaked for Modern Warfare and Warzone, and presumably since what we're breaking down today is all relatively fresh, a lot of this will be Season 5 content. But as always, and just to preface, leaks should always be taken with a grain of salt, just because they don't prove 100% confirmation, they just simply prove existence. Anyway, let's talk about the operators first, because there's actually some pretty interesting leaks here, and also one theory that would certainly make a whole lot of sense. So, going off of what we know thanks to the data miners, oh, and by the way, the majority of today's info is stemming either from Geeky Pastimes or Modern Warzone, and their links will be down below. But going off of what we know so far, 2 operators that we've seen mentioned in the files a handful of times already are Woods and Zera or Zatra. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that one, but Zera, for the sake of this video, just appears to be another new female operator. And then Woods is a very obvious one, especially considering we have voice lines for him in the game already. This is, of course, Frank Woods, but with an entirely new voice actor. This is not James C. Burns. And he'll probably come to the game alongside the reveal for Call of Duty 2020, if that does in fact happen within Warzone as it's been said it will. Now, a while back, we also saw a leak for Pharah from the campaign, and I'd like to think she stands a pretty good chance of coming to the game at some point, but whether that'll be in Season 5 or at a later date, that we can't be too sure of as of now. Then, as I mentioned, there is one theory that honestly I think has a lot of credibility, and that theory has to do with John McTavish, aka Soap. We all know Soap, we all love Soap, he is an iconic character in Call of Duty and has been for quite some time, and according to the end of the campaign, so just a heads up, this is a brief spoiler alert here, according to the end of the campaign, Soap will be a part of the new Task Force 141, and this new task force is comprised of, obviously, Captain Price, Kyle Garrick, aka Gaz, Soap, and also Simon Riley, aka Ghost. Now, of course, we have Price, Gaz, and Ghost all as playable operators already, but we don't have Soap. And knowing how involved the story is this year between the campaign and multiplayer in Spec Ops and Warzone, I highly doubt Infinity Ward is just going to leave out a key member of the new Task Force 141. So to me, simply by process of elimination, Soap is going to be coming to the game, but again, we can't be sure if that'll be in Season 5 or at a later date instead. Now, we also have quite a few maps for multiplayer that have leaked over the past few weeks, including some for regular 6v6, and then also some for gunfight as well. So, when it comes to the regular maps, one of them that we've seen mentioned a handful of times already is that of Oil Rig, which is said to be a remake of Offshore from MW3. And Geeky actually thinks that this may be a dynamic map, in the sense that it's going to change throughout the game, as the drill on the rig is actually going to start to work like midway through the match. which honestly I think would be pretty cool. We don't really have any maps like that as of now, so that would definitely be unique in that sense. Then there's also still talk of broadcast from Call of Duty 4 being added into multiplayer. Of course, we've also got this in Warzone inside of the TV station, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we do end up seeing broadcast come back as a new remake map. And then one of the most interesting map leaks that we have is that of Stadium, which we can assume refers to the stadium that we have here in Warzone. Now, we will talk more on this later when we get to the map changes, but there has been multiple references to the inside of the stadium actually becoming a playable map. So in my mind, the way I could see it potentially playing out is that if the stadium changes in Warzone, we could end up seeing it come to multiplayer as a new map as well. So then it kind of ties into both modes, it sort of cross-promotes it as well, so that is another possibility for Season 5 too. Then when it comes to gunfights, we usually only see 1 or 2 gunfight maps per season, so it is kind of hard to tell which ones exactly could be coming in Season 5. However, in the files right now, we do see some references to Drainage and Townhouse. Then there is also one more map called Cornfield, which I don't believe is specified as a gunfight map or as a regular map. Personally, I do think it sounds a lot more like a gunfight map. I think playing gunfight in a cornfield could honestly be pretty cool, so that is an option as well. Now, we also have to talk about the weapons. These are probably the biggest part of each new season because there's something you can use in literally every single game. And curiously enough, we've actually got quite a few weapons that have leaked or that have been referenced in the files so far. So, first and foremost, the R700, or the Remington 700 as I believe it's known in the files, was actually brought up a few days back. This of course is a weapon that we saw back in Call of Duty 4. The R700 was a semi-auto sniper, and this would probably play very similar to that. I know players have been wanting a new bolt-action sniper for quite some time now, so the R700 could be just what people are asking for there. But then things get a bit confusing, because previously, it was found out that there were also references to the intervention in the files too. Now, personally, I don't see Infinity Ward adding in 2 bolt-action snipers within the same season, and going off of what we have seen leaked, I believe the R700 is more likely to actually come to the game. The intervention files may have very well just been left over and it could have been scrapped, but it does raise an interesting question. Between the two, the R700 and also the intervention, which one would you guys rather see added in? Let me know down in the comments below. Then we also saw that the AN-94 was mentioned in the files. We of course saw this one back in Black Ops 2. We're not exactly sure if this would be exactly like the BO2 one, you know, iron sights and all, or if it would be a slightly altered version, but this is another weapon that's got quite a few files referencing it, so it also stands a pretty good chance of being released at some point here soon. So we can effectively assume that we have 2 of the 3 DLC weapons for Season 5 in the files right now, the R700 and also the AN-94. But what about DLC weapon number 3? Like I said, I don't think the intervention would make much sense, which is why by default, I think the Spaz 12 may actually be DLC weapon number 3 for Season 5. Because, much like the intervention, there have been references to a new Spaz 12-like shotgun in the files for a bit now, and we haven't seen a new DLC shotgun for a while, so if I had to guess, the R700, the AN-94, and also the Spaz 12 or something very similar to it could be the Season 5 weapons. Now, getting into the Warzone map changes, these are admittedly a bit trickier when it comes to getting leaked, just because that's not really something that can leak. It can be teased, parts of it can be updated like what we've seen with the bunkers so far, but like an entire new version of the map probably would not just randomly show up in the files like the weapons and the maps that we've already discussed have. However, that said, the stadium is really where the focus lies for the Season 5 map changes, just because we do have the files relating to playing on the inside of it. And since multiplayer and Warzone are connected, if it changes in one mode, I would expect it to change in the other. Also, Call of Duty did actually tweet the whole cake meme the other day, saying the stadium wouldn't open just because it's cake. Side note, I don't understand this meme, it's very weird to me. But obviously, this is just sort of a joke tweet, but at the same time, it does reference the stadium opening. So maybe it's just Call of Duty being aware that we are aware that it's supposed to be opening sometime soon. Just some food, or I guess some dessert for thought there. Other than that though, the only changes we can assume would be coming to the Warzone map would be to the bunkers, so we gotta look out for that as well. Now, there is actually one new feature that also leaked a few weeks back in addition to everything else. And again, we can't be sure if this is something that we'll see with Season 5, but the files do actually show that a weapon inspect feature is in the game. Of course, this is something we've seen in recent years, but it was cut this year for an unknown reason, which I personally was kind of disappointed by. We have the gunsmith feature, we have all the awesome blueprints, and we can't actually inspect them in game. So that was definitely a bummer to find out, But weapon inspecting may actually be coming, at least according to the files, so that could be a pretty interesting update too. Anyways, with all of that being said, those are effectively all of these Season 5 leaks that we've seen up until now, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.